immediately after our birth, we start expressing ourselves. We love it when other people express themselves, and we start communicating, and those are already stories. So I think that fascination for stories is already there in human beings, and in some people, it grows, and they are able to give it enough time to make it their profession or their main activity, and that is what kept happening more and more in my case. And before I knew it, I was a story writer and a novel writer and a storyteller. The book is Ret Samadhi, and Ret Samadhi in different incarnations has different names and different presentations. So Tomb of Sand is a very important new life for Ret Samadhi. There are many, many different elements which go in the making of a book. Unless you have a very one-to-one relationship with the reality out there, which you decide you're going to concretize in the pages that you're filling up in front of you. So I actually let a lot of things which are half realized by me and half in my subconscious and semi-conscious self as well, and I let those inspire me and work their way out and form stories and characters and the narrative. So Ret Samadhi in particular has come together by that very beautiful, mysterious process of creativity, where even the writer is not fully aware how it is going to shape up and where it will all go. And writer herself embarks in an unknown direction and keeps getting surprised at the wonderful discoveries along the way. The main protagonist, which is the the mother, who's going to touch 80 as she, in the pages of the book, at some point she will turn 80. Now this, the main protagonist is, what set me off about her was just a very common image which we have all seen, of an elderly person who looks like she has no interest left in life. As I stayed, that image stayed with me and I stayed on with the image, I began to get curious about what exactly is happening to this woman who turns her back to everyone. And is she really tired of life, or is she tired of the immediate life and is hankering for some other beginning, some other leap into life? And as the novel progressed, that became the case, that indeed she was, ready to get up and jump into a completely new innings of life, which was quite amazing and full of new twists and turns. Even her return to the past was a new thing. एक कहानी अपने आप को कहेगी, मुकम्मल कहानी होगी और अधूरी भी, जैसा कहानियों का चलन है। दिलचस्प कहानी है, उसमें सरहद है और औरतें जो आती हैं जाती हैं आरम पार। औरत और सरहद का साथ हो तो खुद ब खुद कहानी बन जाती है, बल्कि औरत भर भी कहानी है, सुख बुगी से भरी। फिर जो हवा चलती है उसमें कहानी उड़ती है, जो घास उगती है हवा की दिशा में देह को उकसाती, उसमें भी। और डूबता सूरज भी कहानी के ढेरों कंदील जलाकर बादलों पर टांग देता है, और ये सब गाथा में जुड़ते जाते हैं। राह आगे यूं बढ़ती है, दाएं बाएं होती घुमावती बनी, जैसे होश नहीं कि कहाँ रुके, और सब कुछ और कुछ भी किस्से सुनाने लग पड़ते हैं। ज्वालामुखी के अंतर्घट से निकलता चुप चुप भरता भाप और अंगारों और धुएं से फूटता अतीत।
A tale tells itself. It can be complete but also incomplete, the way all tales are. This particular tale has a border and women who come and go as they please. Once you've got women and a border, a story can write itself. Even women on their own are enough. Women are stories in themselves, full of stirrings and whisperings that float on the wind, that bend with each blade of grass. The setting sun gathers fragments of tales and fashions them into glowing lanterns that hang suspended from clouds. These too will join our story. The story's path unfurls, not knowing where it will stop, tacking to the right and left, twisting and turning, allowing anything and everything to join in the narration. It will emerge from within a volcano, swelling silently as the past boils forth into the present, bringing steam, embers, and smoke. When I started translating the book, what I always do is I write a complete first draft that's rough. And I do it by hand. I write it by hand in like a little notebook. But this took 3 notebooks because it's turned out to be, as we all know, it expanded in English and to double the size, although I didn't know that till the end. But it took 3 notebooks to fill it with the first draft.
First of all, I think there is nothing like an absolutely fixed, rigid meaning which is so unchangeable that you just have to do a literal shift from from the base text to the translated text. It doesn't work like that. It has to be a creative movement from here to there.
Geetanjali plays with language all the time. And, there'll be lists of words that she associates with each other because of the sound and stuff like that. So there are a lot of times when I couldn't really translate it at all, because I knew that what was going on had to do with sound. It's almost like poetry. And so I couldn't really make a decision because it wasn't simply, what does this mean? I'll put it in English. Like, it was much more complicated than that. So it took me a long time to realize that translating this book is like translating poetry, only it's, in English